I have an example problem that I made up for Chapter 4, which I hope will help us continue to learn how to structure our flowcharts and write pseudocode. And in this chapter, we're introducing and spending more time on the if-else statement, or what is known as the selection shape and results in the structure of a flowchart. Okay, so I made up a little problem. Here it is. Jordan River Car Wash has a price scheme for vehicles that are washed. The price for a large vehicle like an SUV or a truck is $15. For all other cars, the price is $10. There is an additional charge for adding liquid wax of $3. Create the program flowsheet and pseudocode that will output the fee to be charged once the vehicle size is known and whether or not the vehicle will be waxed. Have the program receive input repeatedly until the user inputs ZZZZ to quit. Thank the user for using the program after they quit. So let's go look at what I did on page 1, and that is the whole thing, but we can't quite read it, so let's blow it up a little bit so we can take a look at it. Alright, so over here is the main branch, and let me zero in a little bit more on that. Okay, so I have to start obviously and then make my declarations, and I created some variables, the number fee, the number regular car fee, $10, and so forth, those three constants. Now, one of the reasons we do it this way is if this had to be called out numerous times in a large program, every time I wanted to change my fee, I would have to go find it in the structure of the program or in the code. But if I declare it as a constant, then if I have to raise my prices or lower my prices, I can just go in and do it here in my declarations, and it will be automatically changed everywhere in the program. And you'll see that later on as I go through it. Okay, so then I have another one, string car size, and so forth. So let's go through it. First, the main program is just going to be a housekeeping module, and then I will ask if the car size is quit. So in here, I have car sizes either large, regular, or quit, which is ZZZ. And if it's yes, it is not equal to quit, then we keep going around and getting data and bringing it through. Alright, it'll go to the end of job and stop. So the big one here to look at is, well, here's housekeeping. For housekeeping module, I have output the size prompt, and the size prompt ask the user to identify if it's large or regular, and then I have them input the car size, which would be large or regular, and return. Alright, so then it will go through the detail loop. If they input a large or regular, then it's going to keep going to the detail, go through the detail loop. If they input quit, ZZZZ, then it will drop down and finish. Okay, so here we are on a detail loop. Output the wax prompt, where I ask them, is it going to be waxed, yes or no? And they input the answer, yes or no, to whether or not it'll be waxed. So then I put in a selection, which is going to lead to two other selections. Okay, so the question is the car size large? And if the answer is yes, then we go this way to another selection where I ask, is it being waxed, yes or no? If it's yes, then the fee is $13 or $18, and if not, then the fee is $15. But notice that in here, like I said earlier, I don't say fee is equal to $18. I say fee is equal to the large car fee plus the wax fee. And that's what I was mentioning earlier, that if somewhere down the road I wanted to change the price, all I'd have to do is change the declaration, and all the rest of it would automatically be changed. Okay, if I start putting into my programs that so-and-so equals this, then I have to find it every time I want to change it. I have to find it everywhere in the program. This way I don't have to do that. Okay, so we go through this if else loop here and drop down, and then if the car size is not large, then we go down here and are they getting wax, and if they are, then it's going to be the regular car fee plus wax. Okay. Now, the thing I wanted to point out, and I noticed in the homework we still have people struggling a little bit with structure. The selection structure always looks like this. You come in with an input to the top corner, you go out the right corner, and you go out the left corner. That's how you go. You don't come out the bottom. Okay? That's what you do with a loop. But in this particular chapter, we're focusing on the selection structure, and everything we discuss in this chapter and all the homework problems we do are based on knowing more and learning how to use the selection structure. But anyway, in the homework last week I noticed that there were still people not familiar with how to tie these together. So the selection structure has to come together. There it is right there, tied together. Each end is tied together somewhere, here and here. Okay, and here's the other selection structure where they're tied together here. Down here. That one is tied together. Okay? So all the selection loops are eventually tied together. This down here ties together this one up here. And then this ties these together and this ties these together. And then we go on down and output and return. And then end of job is to output the prompt saying thank you for using the program. And that is pretty much what that looks like. Now, pseudocode, I wanted to go a little bit into the pseudocode. There's all the declarations. We've already covered that. Then there's housekeeping module. And then while the car size is quit, go to the detail loop. Then end the while. Okay? So that is what describes this right here, this loop. Okay? Another problem I saw with people using loops. Now, with a loop, you come out the bottom. I saw some drawings where they had a loop, but they were bringing both ends out the side. That's for a selection. What you do, selection has it come in the top and then out the two sides. Loop has it come in the top, go out one side or the other, and then come out the bottom. That's what a loop does. Okay, the loop always returns here. It always comes back here. It doesn't go up above here. It comes back right above where the diamond is. Okay, so every time as you're writing programs, follow that structure. That's what chapter 3 was all about. All right, so I hope I've answered questions about chapter 3. Now, one thing I want to get to now is in the pseudocode, how do I describe the loops or the if statements? Okay. So now I'm going to the detail loop. We're going to get into that right now. So the first one was, if the car size is large, then you go to another if loop. See, so I indented here. So there's the if loop for the first one. If the car size is equal to large, then you go to this if. If wax is yes, then the fee is large car fee plus wax fee. Else, the fee is the large car fee only. And then you end the if. You end this if right here, but you haven't ended that one yet. Okay. Then you else. Now we're coming out the side of this larger one, the first one. Else, if wax is yes, then the fee is regular car fee plus wax fee. Else, it's the regular car fee. End if, and then end if again, which is that loop that ties everything together. And then output the fee and so forth. So I've showed you that. So let me go back in there and try to use that language as I describe this flowchart. Alright, so in pseudocode, when I come here, it's if the car size is large, you go to if wax is yes. Okay, and then it's large car fee plus wax fee, else it's the large car fee. And then it's end it. Okay, then you go back here to this one. We've already come to this one. Now we had else, we go over here. And then this is if. The answer is yes, you go this way. Else, you go that way. And then you end it. End if. Okay? And then down here, it's end if for this one up here. Alright, I hope I've explained that well. If you guys have any questions, please send me emails or go on the forum. I'd love to hear from you, because I want you to get this stuff, and it's pretty tedious, especially at first, as we try to learn all the different new words and structures and so forth. So just send me an email. We'll talk about it. Alright? Thank you.